Namaskar. Very warm welcome to all the viewers and learners in this live interaction of CIET NCERT. I am Renu Bhatt with you all and you are watching us live on eVidya channel, channel number 8. And apart from this channel, you are with us on our YouTube channels as well, that is NCERT Official and NCERT PMeVIDYA class number 8. And dear learner, this session is for English 8th standard students and the topic is Bipin Choudhury's Lapse of Memory. It's a wonderful story and you must be thinking about Bipin Choudhury. Who is Bipin Choudhury and what is happening with him and his memory? We have joined by our experts to throw more light on this particular story. So without any further delay, let's quickly meet her. You are Dr. Meenakshi. Very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
And ma'am is Assistant Professor English from Department of Education in Languages NCERT New Delhi. And dear learners and viewers, in case you have any query or you want to know more about Bipin Choudhury, you can reach out to us through our various mediums. You can call us on our telephone number, that is 8800 440 559, or you can drop a mail as well. Our email address is dth.class8@ciet.nic.in. And in case you have joined us through our live streaming, then you have to go to the live chat box and then only you can drop your comment out there. Our expert will be more than happy to answer all your queries and doubts if you have any. And we want you to participate in this particular live interaction with all your queries, or you want to share your experience as well. And ma'am, in the very beginning of this session, I just wanted to know about the author, and as this chapter is written by Satyajit Ray, he himself a legendary writer. What would you have for all our learners, ma'am?
Right. That's a very nice question that you have just given me. First of all, very pleasant greeting to all the learners and all the audience present there. We are going to enjoy and explore today the Bipin Choudhury's Lapse of Memory, which is a very beautiful masterpiece by Satyajit Ray, right? Satyajit Ray, as you know, the name is itself, it gives a lot of hints what he is being about. He's a great film director. He has done so much wonderful work that he has been awarded with Bharat Ratna, right? So Satyajit Ray, basically, he wrote many stories, many literature perspectives, keeping in mind the time and the experiences that he had in his own childhood. Right, so he belonged to a family in which his father was also from literature background. His grandfather, he was running a printing press, and they were learned people in the family. There was literature in the family, and literature, you know, helps a person to express, to observe, and to grasp so many things which a normal person who is not touched with literature cannot do actually. So literature adds flavor to your life, and Satyajit Ray was having this environment at home, so he had seen a lot of flavors at home, and because of his interaction with the people around him, he observed them and he put all those experiences and interactions in his own works. And in the movies also, you might have seen, in Satyajit Ray's movies, you might have seen that his theme and his focus is on the children. So he talks about the thoughts and the plights of the children, what they are thinking, what they want in life, that kind of a thing. So this story, not going beyond that, this story, Bipin Choudhury's Lapse of Memory, is also a very nice and a very inspiring story, which actually directs you towards a different perspective in thoughts and thinking, right? So as such, I told you a brief about Satyajit Ray. So I have jotted down some points for the learners so that they can later on understand what basically are there. Okay, so Satyajit Ray, as such, he was from a Bengali family and he was a very renowned filmmaker, Indian filmmaker. He belonged to a very distinguished family of artists, literature people and the musicians, and he has directed more than 36 films, and that's why he has been awarded with Bharat Ratna, and his acclaimed work is Pathar Panchali, and in that also there is a story about a brother and a sister. Again, as such, I said he has worked on the children's theme. And his storytelling technique is very admirable, and how you are going to know it? Because of this story, you will understand his storytelling technique is very nice, right? So he is an illustrator, he is a calligrapher, he is a graphic designer, film critic, publisher, writer. I mean, he is a single man army with all those creative talents in him, right? And he has worked on social issues, cultural themes, and his conversation on the society, tradition and values have been a great source of inspiration. So now this story which we are going to talk about is having these characters. So I have made a glimpse of the characters for you. The protagonist of the story is the Bipin Choudhury. Then we have Devendra Mukherjee, Chunilal, Parimal Ghosh, Dr. Chanda, his servant and his driver. Now we will be learning and enjoying the journey with all these characters here, right? Okay. So what happens at the beginning? First of all, Bipin Choudhury, he is a very dedicated, hardworking person. He works in a very good company and he's having a very responsible job. So what he does, every Monday he goes to the market and he purchases books, because he's a I mean, dedicated learner. He reads a lot, and somehow he's not that much social, so he believes to be with himself and read. So in that perspective only, he went to the market, and there he was looking towards some new books and editions, and suddenly he realized that somebody is staring me. So you know, we get the feeling when somebody is staring us. So he feels that somebody is staring me, and suddenly when he looks towards the person, that person along with the stare was giving him a smile also. So he was a little confused. So that person said, "I don't suppose you recognize me?" And our protagonist, he was a little confused because he doesn't know the person, and he was like, "Have we met before?" "We met every day for a whole week. I arranged for a car to take you to the Hudko Falls in 1958 in Ranchi. My name is Parimal Ghosh. Ranchi, don't you remember? Do you know who am I? Do I know you? Who doesn't know you, Bipin Choudhury? Still, you are making a mistake. One often does. I had never been to Ranchi." So here, as such, in the beginning you have seen the protagonist, he has never been to Ranchi, but this person who was staring him, Parimal Ghosh, he is acclaiming that he has met the protagonist, and that too in Ranchi. And what he says, "What are you saying, Mr. Choudhury? You had a fall in Hudko and could cut your right knee. I brought you iodine. I had fixed up a car for you to go to the Nehrat the next day, but you couldn't because of the pain in your knee. Can't you recall anything? Someone else you know was also there in Ranchi at that time, Mr. Dinesh Mukherjee. You stayed in a bungalow and you said you didn't like hotel food and would prefer to have your cooked meals by a bawarchi. Mr. Mukherjee stayed with his sister. You had a big argument there about the moon landing. Don't you remember that? I'll tell you more. You always carried a bag with your books in it when you are going for sightseeing or trips. Am I right or not? Tell me." Now, listening to all this description, lengthy description, our protagonist got confused. Which month in 58 are you talking about? Obviously, October. No, sir. I spent puja in 58 with a friend in Kanpur. You are making a mistake. Good day. So protagonist Bipin Choudhury is just trying to skip the conversation because he is not the one which he is actually trying to identify. He has never been to Ranchi, and the month he is trying to mention, October, the month of festivals in which the Durga Puja and other festivals are there, he has spent that time with his friend in Kanpur, not in Ranchi. So absolutely he puts a denial to his words. Very strange. One evening I had tea with you in a veranda of your bungalow. You spoke about your family. You said you had no children and that you had lost your wife 10 years ago. Your only brother had died insane, which is why you didn't want to visit mental hospital in Ranchi. Now, because of this conversation, our protagonist is actually devastated because these are some intimate details who actually will be known to the person who are known to him. But this person is strange. He has not seen him before, and for the first time he is meeting him. So our protagonist Bipin Choudhury is baffled, he is confused, he just wants to get out of the situation and just goes away from there. And he tells his driver, Sitaram, just drive by the Ganga, will you? Because he just wants to get out that scene. Then when he reaches there, his mind is actually filled with all the thoughts of that intruder who has stopped him and given him so intimate details. I shouldn't have paid so much attention to the intruder. I have never been to Ranchi, no question about it. It was inconceivable that I should forget such an incident which took place only 6 or 7 years ago. I have an excellent memory, unless my head reeled. that means he's justifying, I have a very excellent memory, unless until if I'm being hit by something on my head and I have met with an accident, so probably I could have lost some portions of memory, but nothing happened that sort. Am I losing my mind? But how could that be? I'm doing a responsible job in a big firm. I would have been aware of anything ever going to that seriously wrong. Today, only I presented an important meeting and I was at my best. Then how come this is happening to me? How even seems to know some intimate details. The bag of books, wife's death, brother's insanity, the only mistake was about his having gone to Ranchi. Not a mistake, a deliberate lie. In 58, during the pujas, I was in Kanpur at my friend Haridas Bagchi's place. All I had to do was write to Haridas, but I can't write to him as he had left with his wife for Japan some years ago and I don't have his address. Wait a minute, why am I thinking about all this? Finding the proof? When I fully aware and agree that I haven't been to Ranchi. Now you see from this expression, the author is actually going towards the doubt state and suddenly he tries to pull himself out of it. No, I should not be doubting my own senses. I should trust them. Okay. Then what happens? He was just struck with the thought that that intruder told him that you got hurt and your knee got cut and I got an iodine for you. So he said, I had never been fallen and there is no cut on my knee. So what he did, he just tried to check. See, he has got doubts now. Now he tries to check, and when he was checking, there was a little mark on his knee also. That man said Dinesh was in Ranchi. At the same time, I think the best thing would be to ask him about the Ranchi incident. Why? Because now he has seen the cut mark, the intimate details are out there. Now he is pretty confused and he just wanted to get some assurance. Now there is one friend, common friend who was also there.
So Dinesh is a friend.
Yeah, Dinesh is a friend. So now he is thinking to ask him what was the reality. He lives quite near in the Bendan street. I can go there right now. But what will Dinesh think of me if I ask him to confirm that whether I was in Ranchi on that very day or not? Now here he is again in a confused, skeptical mode. He's like, what Dinesh is going to think about me? He'll be thinking I am insane. I don't know where I was not. Why am I asking him? Then suddenly he got another thought in his mind that Dinesh is very particular with sarcasm. Dinesh's sarcasm is ruthless. I think I should drop the idea of seeking Dinesh's confirmation. Such a nuisance. Just because they have nothing else to do, they go about getting into other people's hair. I'm so confused. What to do? Whom should I ask for help? If the man knew so much about me, how could he be making such a mistake about the Ranchi trip? What should I do? I think I must speak to Dinesh over the phone first. Now this time the author has totally gone crazy with the thought that how come this person is giving me those details? And earlier he was trying to persuade himself by telling nothing is wrong, there could be a coincidence or he just making up a thing, it's a lie, but still somewhere in the heart he is actually suspecting his own understanding. So that's a very dangerous situation when we start start suspecting our own self, doubting ourselves, you know, it's a very dangerous situation, and when we come to that, it's like now we cannot focus on anything. So same thing happens with him, right? So now he's not going to focus anything. He's sitting in the office, he's restless, he's going home, he's restless. Why? Because this thought is engrossing his mind.
So the reason is very genuine, right?
Absolutely. Just imagine if you are in a situation and if I tell you suddenly something, although you will feel like, okay, it's not about me, but that word will keep in your mind and it will keep you disturbed and distracted. So our protagonist is very disturbed and distracted that moment of time. So now, if the man knew so much about me, how could he be making such a mistake about the Ranchi trip? What should I do? I think I must speak to Dinesh over the phone first. Now he's finally surrendering to ask to Dinesh because he was avoiding to approach Dinesh because he's sarcastic, he'll make fun of him. At least the embarrassment on my face won't show. So now he's dialing the number. He's just consoling himself by saying, I'm not face to face in front of Dinesh, so he might not be insulting me a lot. I'm just calling him, so that insult and embarrassment will be less. So finally he called Dinesh, and other side Dinesh is responding. Is that Dinesh? This is Bipin here. Well, what the news? So this expression, well, what the news, gives an idea that this Bipin Choudhury is not that kind of a person who mixes with people a lot. So this expression tells that he could have called him after ages. So it's like, अच्छा अब तुम्हें मेरी याद आई, something like that.
Okay. बहुत ज़रूरी होगा तभी.
हाँ, absolutely. I just want, and this person is very straightforward. See the next dialogue. I just wanted to find out if you recalled any incident which took place in 58. 58? What incident? Were you in Calcutta right through that year? That's the first thing I have got to know. See, indirectly he's asking, he's not asking it straight. Wait, just a minute. 58, okay. Just let me check in my diary. Okay. Hello? Yes. I have got it. I had been out twice. Once in February near to Krishna Nagar to a nephew's wedding. And then, but you know about that second one, na? The trip to Ranchi. We were there too. That's all. But what's all this saluting about? No, nothing like that. I just wanted to, anyways. So he didn't have any answer. He cut short the conversation and he put down the phone. Now with this phone call and this interaction, now his mind is blown. Now he's lost, completely lost. So he's now telling himself, I have a reputation for being a tireless, conscientious worker. But today, my head is in whirl. That means my head is just wrapping around anything which is coming to me. Every expression is coming to me. Chunni Babu, and with this thought, he was just resting on this thought, and suddenly his servant came in and he tells him, Chunni Babu, another character, he's here and he says he wants to meet you. It's very important.
Okay.
Oh God, he's again here. How many times I have told that person that there is no requirement of any post, but still he shows up. Tell him that he cannot meet right now. I'm very busy. This week probably I'm very busy. We can meet next week. So he's completely avoiding this person because this person is again and again asking him for some job.
Another character of the story?
He's another friend.
Okay.
He's another friend and he's seeking help from Bipin Choudhury for job because he's unemployed and he expects Bipin Choudhury's help. Why? Because Bipin Choudhury is very successful. He's, as such in the beginning we said, he's having a very good job in a very good firm. So this Chunni Babu, he wanted some assistance or help from Bipin Choudhury, but Bipin Choudhury is Bipin Choudhury. He's lost in his own world, so he's avoiding him. So he just told his servant, just tell him to go away. I'm so busy. We cannot meet this week. We'll meet next week.
Okay.
So what happens then? Then suddenly he again got struck with an idea, and he said, "Okay, stop. I will meet Chunni Babu. Why? Because he might remember some good details about my travel."
Okay.
So now he is having this idea. So he tells his servant to get Chunni Babu inside the room. Okay, sir. Namaskar, Bipin Babu. How are you? I'm fine, Chunilal. You tell, how are you? I'm okay, you know, I have been struggling for a job. Is there any vacancy in your office? Listen, Chunni, I want to ask you something. You have a good memory, you know, and you have been seeing me off and on for a long time. Just throw your mind backwards and tell me, did I go to Bagchi's in 58 or was I in Ranchi in 58? 58? It must have been 58 or 59. How does it matter, sir? What are you saying? You are sure that I did go to Ranchi? Do you mean you have doubts about having gone there at all? Did I go? Do you remember clearly? Bipin, have you taken drugs or something? As far as I know, you had a very clear record where such things are concerned. I know that old friendship doesn't mean much to you, but at least you had a good memory. You can't really mean that you have forgotten about Ranchi's trip. Do you remember what was my last job? Of course I do remember. You worked in a travel agency. So that's why I'm asking you. You remember that day when you have to go to Ranchi? I actually fixed your railway booking for Ranchi because I was a travel agent.
Ma'am, here let me tell you that we have 5 more minutes left for the session,
sure.
ma'am.
Yeah, very quickly we are winding up because the suspense, what is going to happen is
It's
just
about
coming out.
to end.
Yeah. I went to the station to see you off and on for the fans in your compartment were not working. I got an electrician to fix it, and here you are forgetting everything. Whatever is the matter with you, you don't look well. You know, you need some help. I have been working too hard, you know. Maybe due to that I'm forgetting things. I know you are a very busy person. That's why I think you must visit some counselor. Now, because of that suggestion, he went to the counselor and he tells the counselor that I'm missing some piece of traveling detail, and the counselor is surprised. Look, Dr. Chanda, you must cure me of this horrible illness. I cannot tell you how it's affecting my work. Sure, Mr. Bipin Babu. You know, this is a very strange case for me because frankly, people don't just lose fraction of memory like this. So don't worry, we'll sort out, we'll work on that. As far as I can make out, I think you are of the same opinion. You must have been to Ranchi, but due to some unknown reasons, the entire episode is out of your memory. Now, what I suggest is that you go back to Ranchi again, take the trip again, and probably you will be getting those memories back. So this was a suggestion. So he tells his junior to book a first class ticket. He went there, and when reaches the Ranchi station, he couldn't figure out anything familiar because he was not there. There is truly no hope for me soon. I would lose everything. My will to work, my confidence, consciousness, my ability, everything will be getting out of balance because of my confused mind. Am I going to end up like this in an asylum? So he was thinking all this because now he's back from Ranchi.
He's thinking about the verse.
Yes, verse. He is back from Ranchi and he got sick there in Ranchi. Some tourists helped them and he came back and he was now hopeless. And suddenly his servant comes in and he says, sir, there is some letter in the letterbox for you and it has written your name with red ink and there is written urgent and confidential.
Okay.
So he tells them to come and let's open and read it. This is the letter. Dear Bepin, I had no idea that affluence would bring about the kind of change in you that it has done. Was it so difficult for you to help out an old friend down on his luck? I have no money, so my resources are limited. What I have is imagination, a part of which I used in retribution of your unfeeling behavior. Well, you will be all right again now. A novel I have written is being considered by a publisher. If he likes it enough, it seems me through the next few coming months. Your friend Chunilal. So this is your answer to whole story. This was all done by Chunilal. He has actually played a prank on our Bepin Choudhury. And basically he wanted to have the taste of his own medicine. He was avoiding him, neglecting him, not helping him. He just messed up with his memory because he was very proud of his mind and memory.
Okay.
So this was the twist. Satyajit Ray very beautifully actually prepared this, and this was all about the story.
So ma'am, it was indeed a very beautiful story and very suspenseful story. What would you want to share to all the teachers, ma'am, who are watching us right now?
Right. So, you know, as such, you all have seen this text in the textbook. See, this is a very laborious text. It is divided into 4 sections. When I first opened it, I was like, how a child is going to get attracted to this kind of a huge write-up. So, best thing, what we can do, we can just break them into short forms in which the dialogues can be introduced. Let the child frame the dialogues. Let the child become the characters, and understanding the character's background and ideology, frame their own dialogues. So, let the child be the one who frames the dialogues, who understands the script and prepares everything. That will be the best approach to learn this kind of a chapter in which message is not directly given, but perspective is prepared by the child only if the child prepares it with the help of their own understanding in the form of dialogues.
So these are some words that you need to keep in mind to all the teachers when you go to the class and read this story.
Right.
And it's a wonderful story, but it's time for us to wrap up this session. So Meenakshi ma'am, thank you so very much.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Thank you so very much for being here, ma'am, for your precious time for this wonderful story. And dear learners and viewers, be with us. We are going for a small break. After that small break, we will be back with our another live interaction, and that session is for social science 8th standard students, and the topic would be understanding laws. तो क्या होते हैं laws आपको बताया जाएगा उस सेशन में. अभी फ़िलहाल मुझे रेणु भट्ट को दें अनुमति. नमस्कार.